Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. Here are the NBA regular season standings updates, game result, and the game schedule for tomorrow. For the game result, in the first game, the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Philadelphia 76ers with a score of 133-107. Donovan Mitchell was the top scorer for the Cleveland Cavaliers with 35 points and 9 assists, followed by Darius Garland scored 20 points, Evan Mobley made a double-double performance of 17 points and 13 rebounds, and DeAndre Hunter added 17 points. Joel Embiid was the top scorer for the Philadelphia 76ers with 20 points, followed by Paul George scored 17 points. In the second game, the Toronto Raptors beat the Indiana Pacers with a score of 115-101. Brandon Ingram was the top scorer for the Toronto Raptors with 30 points, followed by Scotty Barnes made a double-double performance of 26 points and 13 assists. Grady Dick made a double-double performance of 21 points and 11 rebounds, and Colin Murray-Boyles also had a double-double performance of 10 points and 10 rebounds. Pascal Siakam was the top scorer for the Indiana Pacers with a double-double performance of 26 points and 10 rebounds, followed by Andrew Nembhard scored 14 points. In the third game, the New Orleans Pelicans snapped their two-game losing streak after defeating the Brooklyn Nets with a score of 116-113. Trey Murphy was the top scorer for the New Orleans Pelicans with 34 points and 9 rebounds, followed by Zion Williamson scored 25 points, Yves Missi made a double-double performance of 12 points and 12 rebounds, and Sadiq Bey added 12 points. Michael Porter was the top scorer for the Brooklyn Nets with 20 points, followed by Igor Demon scored 17 points. The Chicago Bulls beat the Utah Jazz with a score of 128-126. Nikola Vucevic was the top scorer for the Chicago Bulls with 35 points, followed by Ayo Dosunmu scored 15 points, Patrick Williams had 13 points, and Isaac Okoro added 12 points. Bryce Sensabaugh was the top scorer for the Utah Jazz with 43 points, followed by Keontae George scored 25 points. The Denver Nuggets got their three-game winning streak after defeating the Dallas Mavericks with a score of 118-109. Jamal Murray was the top scorer for the Denver Nuggets with 33 points, followed by Aaron Gordon scored 22 points, Peyton Watson had 18 points, and Tim Hardaway added 12 points. Najee Marshall was the top scorer for the Dallas Mavericks with 24 points, followed by Brandon Williams scored 20 points. The Sacramento Kings got their three-game winning streak after defeating the New York Knicks with a score of 112-101. DeMar DeRozan was the top scorer for the Sacramento Kings with 27 points, followed by Zach LaVine scored 25 points, Precious Achiuwa made a double-double performance of 20 points and 14 rebounds, and Russell Westbrook also made a double-double performance of 19 points and 11 assists. Mikal Bridges was the top scorer for the New York Knicks with 19 points, followed by OG Anunoby scored 15 points. In the last game, the LA Clippers got their four-game winning streak after defeating the Washington Wizards with a score of 119-105. Kawhi Leonard was the top scorer for the LA Clippers with 33 points, followed by James Harden scored 22 points, Yannick Conan Niederhauser had 16 points, and Jordan Miller made a double-double performance of 11 points and 10 rebounds. Keyshawn George was the top scorer for the Washington Wizards with 23 points, followed by Chris Middleton scored 17 points. And here are the NBA regular season standings updates. For the Eastern Conference standings, the number 1 in the Eastern Conference standings is Detroit Pistons, with a record of 28 wins and 10 losses. The number 2 is New York Knicks, with a record of 25 wins and 15 losses. The number 3 is Boston Celtics, with a record of 24 wins and 15 losses. The number 4 is Toronto Raptors, with a record of 25 wins and 17 losses. The number 5 is Philadelphia 76ers, with a record of 22 wins and 17 losses. The number 6 is Orlando Magic, with a record of 22 wins and 18 losses. The number 7 is Cleveland Cavaliers, with a record of 23 wins and 19 losses. The number 8 is Miami Heat, with a record of 21 wins and 19 losses. The number 9 is Atlanta Hawks, with a record of 20 wins and 22 losses. The number 10 is Chicago Bulls, with a record of 19 wins and 21 losses. The number 11 is Milwaukee Bucks, with a record of 17 wins and 23 losses. The number 12 is Charlotte Hornets, with a record of 14 wins and 26 losses. The number 13 is Brooklyn Nets, with a record of 11 wins and 27 losses. The number 14 is Washington Wizards, with a record of 10 wins and 29 losses. The number 15 is Indiana Pacers, with a record of 9 wins and 32 losses. For the Western Conference standings updates, the number 1 in the Western Conference standings is Oklahoma City Thunder, with a record of 34 wins and 7 losses. The number 2 is Denver Nuggets, with a record of 28 wins and 13 losses. The number 3 is San Antonio Spurs, with a record of 27 wins and 13 losses. The number 4 is Minnesota Timberwolves, with a record of 27 wins and 14 losses. The number 5 is Los Angeles Lakers, with a record of 24 wins and 14 losses. The number 6 is Houston Rockets, with a record of 23 wins and 14 losses. The number 7 is Phoenix Suns, with a record of 24 wins and 16 losses. The number 8 is Golden State Warriors, with a record of 22 wins and 19 losses. The number 9 is Portland Trail Blazers, with a record of 19 wins and 22 losses. The number 10 is Memphis Grizzlies, with a record of 17 wins and 22 losses. The number 11 is LA Clippers, with a record of 17 wins and 23 losses. The number 12 is Dallas Mavericks, with a record of 15 wins and 26 losses. The number 13 is Utah Jazz, with a record of 14 wins and 26 losses. The number 14 is Sacramento Kings, with a record of 11 wins and 30 losses. The number 15 is New Orleans Pelicans, with a record of 10 wins and 33 losses. And here are the games scheduled for tomorrow, January 16, Friday morning. In the first game, at 3 a.m., the Orlando Magic will face the Memphis Grizzlies at the Uber Arena in Berlin, Germany. In the second game, at 8 a.m., Detroit Pistons vs. Phoenix Suns. At 8:30 a.m., Miami Heat vs. Boston Celtics and Houston Rockets vs. Oklahoma City Thunder. At 9 a.m., San Antonio Spurs vs. Milwaukee Bucks. At 9:30 a.m., Dallas Mavericks vs. Utah Jazz. At 11 a.m., Golden State Warriors vs. New York Knicks and Portland Trail Blazers vs. Atlanta Hawks. In the last game, at 11:30 a.m., Los Angeles Lakers vs. Charlotte Hornets.